Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, no matter where in the world you're joining us from. You've reached the bus station. It is Busted Out, Area 51, Episode 51, something 51.
Busting 51.
Anyway, that's what we got. Bustin' 51. We are the Brunch Busters. I am Bobby Munson, and the man beside me right there, Chris Parrish. How are you doing on this wonderful Sunday afternoon?
I'm doing very well, and we just want to give a shout out to our good old friend Tom Call, who's having a little bit of internet troubles and therefore cannot be with us today. So unfortunately, for the people who wanted to see somebody with common sense, better luck next week.
Yes, and as our good friend Chris Best coming in, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yes, yeah, of course, no matter where in the world, you might be having a good night, good evening, wherever it does, man. But yes, all those wonderful things. Mel Ball joining us here this morning. Good morning, gentlemen. Mel Ball says, and of course, this guy right here, he's got a birthday going on today. Happy birthday, Basser. Good voice, he says. Yeah, Basser, everyone.
And in a little special thing, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Basser.
Happy
birthday to you. There's something new on the show. And Fry's coming in. Damn it, I needed someone with common sense on this show. Good luck, buddy.
I know. I say the same thing on Wrestle Draft too.
Oh, zing. Oh, I made your day. Glad it did, bud. Glad it did. Barry Monkey coming in. Hello, everyone. It's the Netball World Cup final in an hour or so. England versus Australia. Go England. And if you not see netball, it's like an entertaining version of basketball. Oh, zing for anyone who might be a basketball fan. I don't know if we have a lot of them in the chat or not. Parrish, are you a basketball fan or a netball fan for that matter?
Is like that like slam ball in a way? Because I heard slam ball was coming back. Is netball like slam ball?
I don't know.
Do you
Apparently it's like
ball?
Basketball, only don't really know.
No, man, it was awesome. It used to be on I think it was on the TNN network. It was like that, and I think Roller Jam was like this used to be a thing back then. Yeah, it was like basketball, but there's trampolines, so like and contact. It was awesome. Like I remember like seeing a guy like just get put through a some glass, like they had like some not like glass, but like the fiberglass or whatever. Like surrounding the court, some guy just plowed a guy through it. It was awesome.
So we got Ed saying he can't wait for slam ball. Chris saying, someone actually has the copyright to "Happy Birthday." Oh shit, we're getting canceled here today for singing a happy birthday.
Yeah, and how do you know that's not us?
Yeah, and then Chris saying it. That's why in movies everyone sings for "He's a Jolly Good Fellow." And I just assume netball. It's like. Oh, so it must be the greatest sport on the planet, then, Ed.
For dummies, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's why they call it the sport of kings, right?
That's only because Europe doesn't know how to actually play real sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grab a stick and let's talk to you guys in the Olympics. Oh, no, that's right.
So,
moving on. Yeah, busting out the big words, the fighting words.
Did anything in wrestling happen this week? I'm not too
no,
sure.
Not at all. This is the show that everybody's going to waste the time on. No,
I don't think we have any wrestling topics for you guys.
I mean, yes, we're spewing out fighting words, but I mean, MLW is spewing out fighting matches, apparently, as they are announcing Matt Cardona's first match with the company. Bobby, yep. I believe you know what that is.
That's right. Sunday, September the 3rd, MLW Fury Road was where Matt Cardona is going to make his debut, and it's going to be against Mance Warner in a Kiss My Foot match. Cardona went into doing a promo this week from his home saying that Mance Warner doesn't have anything to worry about with the repercussions of the match itself because he's got beautiful manicured feet. They're all taken care of. So he's, Mance is good. Even if he has to kiss the foot, it's gonna be a nice, clean, taken care of foot. But Cardona also said he's going to try that much harder because he knows Mance Warner from all the locker rooms and knows he is what the boys like to call a shower dodger.
Well, I mean, gotta be something, right? But no, I mean, that's good. I mean, I can't wait to see Matt Cardona. Did Bobby say Fury Road?
Furry Road. That's right. Yeah. No, Fury. Just the one R. But like Nick Fury on Furry on Thor's phone. Hey, maybe he did. Maybe he was supposed to be Nick Furry because, it was a cat that took the scars across his eyes. What wonderful storytelling that was.
Yeah, but just to stay on the topic. God,
on the topic.
Man, do I miss Bobby Bonito so bad right now.
But what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, what... I mean, I prefer wrestling matches. But I mean, I guess I'll settle for some foot sucking. I don't know.
I mean, that's just the consequence of the match. I think up to that, at least every rule applies essentially. I would think.
We'll see. They're gonna go toe to toe. I know it.
Clever. Yeah. I mean, do you remember that? Oh, sorry. I was going to ask if you remember that classic Kiss My Foot match that involved the wonderful Hall of Famer Dr. Isaac Yankem, DDS, and Bret the Hitman Hart.
No, wasn't it Lawler and Bret?
Well,
that's why Lawler didn't.
That's why Lawler brought in Isaac Yankem was that match, right? Yeah, that's okay because he had to. Yeah, I get you. Man, I'm stupid. That's where I exit. Come on, man.
I secretly think Ed's like this conversation more.
Jerry Lawler, not Isaac. Yes, sorry, I screwed up. Yeah. I screwed up.
It's all right. I got you.
It's almost as difficult as pushing the buttons.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a unique first match. I'll say that. Not the match, not the opponent, but the match type. But I mean, at the same time, you got to be different in wrestling. I was going to ask you though, what are your expectations of Matt Cardona, and what are your hopes for him in MLW?
It depends on the longevity of his stay and everything too, because a lot of guys with a name like that come in and you get 3, maybe 4 cards out of them, kind of thing, and sometimes they go the route of putting a belt on them. Like maybe I don't see Cardona picking up the world championship. I don't see them putting him over Alex Kane and swapping that title unless Cardona the intent was him for that be there a long period of time. I think Kane is going to be the one they run with for quite some time here. I think the National Openweight Championship probably more in line with something that Cardona could end up taking, especially if it stays on Jacob Fatu. If Fatu ends up going in there and then dropping the belt to somebody like Cardona could have a short run with it with some of the roster. That would be the direction I'd imagine. I think that this will be a decent match with Cardona going over, presumably. I mean, they could pull the weird upset and, switcheroo and have Mance Warner upset Matt Cardona in its very first match. That would be something for sure. I don't even think it would hurt Matt Cardona at the same time. It might start up an interesting feud of sorts, especially if Cardona was forced to actually kiss the foot of Mance Warner after all the shit talking. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious about it. The card so far is just the 3 matches that have been announced too, because they did announce Becca having an opponent as well too this week. I just forget who they announced. I got to look it up now. But yeah, I'm very curious. Yeah, I mean, I'm an MLW fan, so of course I'm gonna be invested in this.
Oh, there's Bobby Bonito. Bobby, we missed you. We got off topic, and we need you.
Oh, shit. Yes, Becca and Maki Ito is making her MLW debut, so that's who Becca's up against at Fury Road. Oh. So that's the 3 matches so far, because you got your world title is Alex Kane and Willie Mack. So it's an interesting. Of course, it's not one of the Fury Road is never known as one of their bigger cards, so this is kind of going to be a way to keep building your established stars and everything like that, I'd imagine, leading into probably one of the bigger cards coming up very shortly. And of course, they're going with Sunday this time instead of Saturday due to WWE. I believe it's Payback being the day before.
Yeah. No, that's actually not a terrible decision, making sure that you can garner the fans. But yeah, I mean, I personally think if this is a match to kind of just get the MLW fans acquainted to Matt Cardona, that's a good thing. You kind of always need to have that one safe first match, kind of just for the fans. But I mean, at the same time, if you're a wrestling fan, you don't know who Matt Cardona is, I have other questions for you. However, it's interesting because they could very well just make this a one and done thing where it leads to something else for Cardona, or maybe there is a longer feud with Warner and Cardona. It's interesting to say, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind eventually a build, just like Chris Best is saying, a build towards him and Alex Kane for at least one match. I'm not saying Cardona has to win, but I mean, why not give Alex Kane the route of a Matt Cardona?
That would be fantastic, but I also believe that if they are going to go the direction of putting any gold around Cardona, especially with the chance that he might not be there a while, it's more likely going to go the direction of him and Fatu for the National Openweight Championship.
Yeah. Bobby Benito coming in saying MLW Fusion tapings on September 3rd. Akira versus Jimmy Lloyd.
So interesting thought there too, because I know some of the boys messaged about it. Akira being the MLW middleweight championship and Jimmy Lloyd being anything but an MLW middleweight. They were making the joke that the belt should be on the line. Jimmy Lloyd for the middleweight division kind of thing. And the joke being that Jimmy Lloyd is definitely a very large man, very intimidating man. But Akira, a very violent man. Him and the Calling have been running amok all over MLW right now, so it'd be very interesting to see how that pans out once the Fusion episodes come out afterwards.
Yeah, and over here at our local establishment, we don't care if you're a big man, little man, any man. You don't even have to be a man. But if you care about hydration, if you care about good old product, make sure you go to our good old friends at RogueEnergy.com and you look at what they have, whether it's nice little shakers like this one right here. Yeah, it's a little guy. The big one I left upstairs. But you can go check all their flavors as they got everything back in stock. And you can check out their cans if you're an American citizen. Or you can even get some good gear like a hat or mouse pads. But at the end of the day, at the end of that shopping spree at the net shopping cart section, use the promo code OLEPods. Save yourself 10% off that order.
We've got Josh with the message of the day right there so far. He hates being hydrated. Absolutely despises it.
Then buy a mouse pad. They have those too.
Bobby let us know he watched AEW Collision yesterday as well too. Helping those Collision numbers up against the big SummerSlam Premium Live event. How was Collision yesterday, Bobby? How did it turn out? Let us know.
Yeah, any takeaways from the Collision? I did not watch it. I was on location watching SummerSlam. Had a good time with our good old friend Jim.
Jobbed out wrestling. Check him out.
Yeah. Good old thing. As Bobby lets us know about Collision, I will go to our next topic we have, and that is why not?
I wonder what it could be.
Let's talk about SummerSlam. Only the biggest party of the summer. But yeah,
because the hottest party of the summer was the last MLW show.
I mean, hot summer fun, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, what are your takeaways from the show? Whether they're good, whether they're bad? Because I did think, despite the show being, it wasn't a 10, but it definitely wasn't a 3 by any means. It was a safe show, but there was some good things, and there was some. Okay, why did you do this type of things? But what were your takeaways?
they're going to be very similar, I'm sure, in this vein. I know a lot of people definitely were high on the show because of the content of it. There was nothing really bad that was done. Like, nothing was terrible for the most part. Like, so you can't knock it for that. But everything, like you said, it was a safe show. So everything was what we expected to have happened kind of thing. I kind of think everyone suspected there was going to be a Money in the Bank cash-in on one of the sides of the fence. Mm-hmm. And we got that. And I think that predictably that was probably the one that was going to happen, because I think they're going to tease Damian Priests for a little while longer, as clearly seen within that, what happened in that championship matchup as well too. Brock and Cody was great until the stair piece, which didn't really make a lot of sense. That was kind of weird that all of a sudden they could use stairs and not get disqualified. But that said, it was probably their best encounter, and even the whole afterwards piece was a nice touch, I thought. It was a nice, safe show. It was good. It was good, not mind blowing, but good. Yeah. How about yourself?
And so, like, I kind of, like, after, like, having, like, a night to kind of think about it, like, I have three, like, I'll give you, like, 3 positives and 3 negatives. My negatives is the MMA match was absolutely garbage. And I thought, okay, between that and there's this big roar over giving the WWE women a chance after they canceled the Becky and Trish match. And in my head, as a performer, I have to think, if I'm on a show and you can tell the fans wanted something else, I'm going to make sure that I'm proving the company's decision correct. And I thought that was a gigantic miss and I'm going to put out that MMA match. That was a colossal crap in a bag, in my opinion, when we could have got 2, in my opinion, some of the greatest women in the world that ever done this in Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch. And the single fact that we saw that over that match, I thought was absolutely just terrible. Thankfully, Ronda Rousey, just like the old added saying, she's getting the F out. So don't have to see that anymore. Also, like, I wish there was a stipulation with Cody and Brock, just because it would allow that violence to be more of a thing and make sense, right? Like, you're not questioning, okay, why are they doing this if it's a straight up normal match kind of a thing? Mm-hmm. Just have a stipulation. Boom. There you go. Stories explained. The match and the build totally lived up to it. So that, and I just don't understand if you're going to have somebody cash in, what was the point of putting the title on Bianca only for her to have it lost in 2 seconds? Like, I just don't get that. Like, did that really have to happen? Why couldn't Asuka have that win? And then we have a cash in. It would have been the first time, too, where we would have saw 2 Japanese women change the title from one another on the main roster. So I thought that would have been a cool little tidbit of history. But the positives, though, Io Sky becoming the next women's champion. I thought that was awesome. LA Knight finally getting a big win on a pay-per-view or PLE. I thought that was a great thing. And I absolutely love the storytelling done in Finn and Seth, with Damian Priest now looking dejected with Finn Balor's ill attempt to get the job done, while clearly the Judgment Day is trying to help him out. And he looked, like I said last night on the review show, kind of like a I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed father kind of a thing. And I thought that was a very interesting development in that feud.
Yeah. And I just not sure where to go from there. Actually, I mean, you said a lot of it. The MMA match, like, I didn't expect much anyway. That's the problem. I like Shayna Baszler a whole lot. I don't expect much when I see Ronda involved in any way. And I thought with the triple threat match, like you said, like, did they need to put it on Bianca? No. What they really could have had is the interference in the first place to take 2 of the women completely out of the equation, the cash-in happen before the finish of the match itself, have Io insert herself and win it that way. Like she could, all you had to do is hit Asuka with it, and then have Bayley and Dakota on the outside, holding back, Charlotte and Bianca. So then neither of them really gets beat or has to take a victory in this one kind of thing. And then Io gets that victory. I think it would have been just as, if not a little bit more effective to do that way. But at the same time, who cares? Io won it. Good for her. Let's see where they go with it. That's the more interesting point, was where do they go with Io Sky from here as the champion?
Yeah, and I just really was hoping that they were just going to do something to push a Charlotte Bianca feud, no title, which I thought would really help strengthen the depth of the women's division, especially on the SmackDown end. Then you also had in the background, you have Shotzi versus Bayley, and then you could have gone Asuka versus Io. And I'm like, okay, despite with all this criticism on the creative usage of the women, now you have 3 top feuds on SmackDown involving women, and that's a very deep roster right there when it comes to women. I thought that would have been really good, as Bobby was coming in, as he's given the updates on the Collision. FTR retains AEW Tag Team Champions against Big Bill and Brian Cage. FTR challenged Young Bucks to a match at All In. And then also saying Samoa Joe won a squash match and challenged CM Punk. So to a match at All In. So
card starting to fill out.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, at the very least, at least Ronda Rousey went out the right way. Shayna Baszler got the good thing, the respect shown by Brock Lesnar to Cody Rhodes, which apparently Brock went off script to do that. So he went out of his way to do that for Cody. I thought was a nice touch, and I said it last night, but I think when his career's done, Brock Lesnar, I do believe, should be considered in a Mount Rushmore. When you really look at his body of work, nobody else in history is like this guy.
When Brock really likes somebody, it's really nice to see how he not only works with them to get a strong quality matchup or feud, but that he'll put them over in that capacity as well too. When he truly believes in somebody's body of work enough to go to that length, and that's great to see. You can tell the difference between how he feels about some people and their body of work and how he feels about others, because the others are the ones he gives the quality matchups to, the feuds to, the putting them over to, and the other ones are the ones that get 5-second opportunities with Brock and then no revenge or storyline to follow it up, kind of thing. If you've been squashed by Brock Lesnar and there was no follow-up, you probably aren't necessarily respected in his mind.
Yeah.
Just a guess.
And it can go unnoticed, but the athleticism that Logan Paul and Ricochet showed in their match, I thought was off the charts. I thought they actually gelled well. I'd like to see more of that with them, and it looks like we'll get that, as Logan Paul did use the use of brass knucks, which I liked. Just a little subtle change to like what we've been seeing, and just making that right hand more powerful. I thought it was a good way, and I thought Ricochet got a good rub in having a premier match with a premier name. Whether you like him or not, Logan Paul's a premier name, and he got that spot at SummerSlam. And then I also loved Logan Paul just asking Samantha Irvin, the real life fiance to Ricochet, "Oh, can you announce it again? Can you announce?" Like he's poking the bear on that one, and I thought that was really good. And Logan Paul made the trip in time to walk out his brother Jake Paul as he defeated Nate Diaz in that boxing match.
Yeah, and I mean, Logan Paul has picked up in the business very, very well. I mean, say what you will about him, he makes a good heel, and he does it well. So kudos to them for what they accomplished. And as always, Logan Paul managing to turn some heads on wrestling. If you go to a wrestling show, wear a black hooded top, you get ringside. It goes without saying.
I know. What do you think I got on right now? Black hood. I need my ringside seats, man.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and as we also saw, we saw Jimmy Uso return and cost his brother Jay the match in the main event. I don't think I saw that coming, to be quite honest. I didn't expect Jimmy to turn on Jay, but I did expect somebody to come in and turn on Jay. I just wasn't expecting his brother, so I guess that one did get me a little bit. However,
a week after we talked about, like, why did tag teams always need to break up? Son of a bitch. And oh, here we go. There's the Usos.
I mean, at least we got like a good decade with them before they did this. So they only had like the longest 10-year run with the tag titles in history.
Fair.
First, so.
It's just, you know what? It just, the timing of it couldn't be any more perfect. Like, oh, we've never had to have that with the Usos. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, fuck. The House of Black defended the trios against Lee Johnson and Action Andretti and Darius Martin. So I was like, yeah, Collision must have had a pretty decent show too. I'll have to take some time to watch some more wrestling this week. And, you know, I managed to get Slink in SummerSlam, of course, but, you know, that was after recovering from the night I had out with Basser on Friday night going to the local show at BEW there. So, yeah, yesterday was a rest day, but I was glad I was able to still catch SummerSlam in the process.
Yeah, it'll be interesting now to see kind of what they do next after SummerSlam. Like, kind of like what we see tomorrow. I know we'll see a new commentary team as WWE decided to shake up the commentary team, as Michael Cole and Wade Barrett will now commentate Monday Night Raw, while Michael Cole, because he is the greatest, is also doing SmackDown alongside Corey Graves and Mr. Phillips. So
Michael Cole goes across both shows, but he's just got different people on with him as his color.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that this has something to do with the potential sales of the network.
So you're just putting your key businessman up front, basically, kind of thing during that.
Yeah,
process.
To kind of just because I do think both Raw and SmackDown are probably going to get picked up by new people. At least SmackDown, because it doesn't look like Fox is interested in potential. I mean, I could be wrong.
Watch them strike a deal with TNT or TBS or something.
Like CBS, yeah, like some other football, like
no, it'll end up going like NBC. They'll be on or no, they'll go Paramount next or something like that. They'll be on Paramount Plus.
Yeah. But who did McAfee sign with?
No idea.
So that'd be interesting. Man, I miss Pat McAfee.
God, yeah.
Pat McAfee's
just a ball of energy on commentary. So different from everybody else.
And then Bobby just coming up. Chris Statlander retained the TBS title against Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante attacked Chris Statlander, and Willow Nightingale saved Statlander again. So they're looking probably for a tag team match or maybe a 4-way for that TBS championship, I would assume. But yeah.
Still a lot more to flesh out between. They have isn't it All In and All Out are in the same weekend, or
I think they're 5 weeks away or something
like they're like the same weekend or a week apart or something like that. Like it's very, very close to each other kind of thing. So a lot of build that needs to be done on 2 different pay-per-view cards within a short period of time, which is wild. Absolutely wild.
And it looks like the tickets are close to being a sellout.
They've done extremely well. So, yeah.
So congratulations, AEW, for that. So it's going to be, I'm very curious on kind of just the aura and the energy of the show. So definitely one I'm going to check out.
100%. Yeah. I mean, you know, at first I was kind of like, I thought it was ambitious to go Wembley, because I'm like, if you don't sell it, like, I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't. I'm just saying if you don't, Wembley's going to feel awfully hollow. And I'd be curious to know how you'd make up for it. But with the ticket sales the way they are, I'm like, now I'm more curious about how that atmosphere is going to be. It's going to be unique. Yeah, All In is August 27th, and All Out is on. Oh my God, All Out is on the same day as Fury Road, so I won't be watching All Out. That's for sure. Because I'm watching Fury Road, I don't care. But yeah, those are so close to. It's 1 week apart from each other.
Yeah, it's crazy. I thought it was a little bit longer. I thought it was, that's what she said. I thought it was 5 weeks though.
No, just 1 week apart. Yeah,
that's crazy. Although Bobby's talking about Diamante and Mercedes Martinez, Willow Nightingale, and TBS champion Chris Statlander, the one female that can't talk about is Kairi Sane. As reported last night, she has re-signed with the WWE. From reading up, expect her to debut within the next couple of months, as she still has a few dates left with Stardom, so she will most likely finish those dates out, and I would say maybe expect a November return date.
Insane, absolutely insane. I'm stunned. I'm kind of stunned, and not that this is a bad thing or anything like that. I think it's great that they've picked her back up. Kairi Sane is obviously a great talent. I'm just shocked because I just didn't think that she would want to come back. I just presumably, but I guess, maybe a lot of things that she didn't get to accomplish that she still wants to accomplish in her career, and the move back to the WWE seems like the right fit right now. And hopefully this time, even they'll, have the opportunity to give her more of that opportunity to really shine with them this round.
Yeah, Bobby Munoz coming in. Great to see Kairi Sane is coming back. I'd like to see her tag team with Asuka again. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see if they do anything with Io and Kairi. I would have some time to see that, especially if we were to see Io maybe have her maybe do a 4-way with Asuka, Charlotte, and Bianca at Survivor Series, and then have her retain, and then Kairi Sane comes out and attacks her, and then we can go there. I think that would be a little bit of all right.
Good.
But kind of
all right.
Yeah.
You really could almost if you're talking Survivor Series, set it up with Damage Control versus Charlotte, Bianca, and Asuka, and then
Dakota Kai's still not medically cleared.
Obviously, that Team Bianca has a fourth that they bring in. I'm not sure who, but have Damage Control say they have a surprise fourth, and that's when you bring out Kairi Sane.
Yeah, but Dakota Kai, even though she was there celebrating, which I thought was just seeing Damage Control kind of celebrate Io's guys win 1 year after debuting, more or less. She's still not medically cleared. She just stated that the only reason she was there to support Io and be there for the 1 year, which I thought was a really nice gesture. But I think she's probably at least Royal Rumble away from returning.
Oh shit, that's wild.
Yeah,
that's a while.
So, but maybe because how many maybe you can do something different in War Games. Have 3 teams of 3 instead of 2 teams of 5.
Oh, we're on the assumption they're definitely doing War Games again too. Forgot about that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I know we're talking. This was something that I brought up at the table last night when we were watching SummerSlam, and I know both fathers, Rikishi and Sinta, were at the show. I would have loved to see Rikishi still been the guy that turned on his son to acknowledge Roman, and then maybe had, if you're able to still get some, whether it's new talent, whether it's I know WWE's been linked to Tama Tonga and a few others. But if they were to get some of that, I would have loved to see a Civil War Games match, and then just amplify the Civil Warness of the Bloodline story, but put it in War Games. I thought that would have been really cool to see.
with a Rikishi return in there.
Yeah, But this is what I'm also kind of thinking too now. If Jay's all on his own and he's fighting the fight against the bloodline, is this not a good way to bring back Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on his side?
You could go that path for sure. I mean, I don't know. At this point, I'm really not sure where they're going to go at this point because I don't even know if they know where they're going at this point. I hope they do. It just seems odd. Like now you're going to go for that tag feud. Like, what are you moving Roman onto at the like? I don't know. There's still a lot to be answered for this coming week, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I think you can still do is you haven't done anything of value or big yet with Solo, and I think that's going to be something. At some point, I think Solo has to turn on Roman.
Possibly.
There's been I just
don't know how much more oomph the Bloodline story has left in. But speaking of oomph, here comes Josh with this one. We all getting tickets to the ECW Legends Tour, Funk versus Jack for the Golden Diaper. I'm there, bros.
Please, the Golden Diaper.
Tell me you're making that. Yeah, please tell me you're making that up as a joke, JJ, and that's not an actual thing that they're fighting for on this tour.
I think it is a joke.
Either way, that's
Bobby saying Max Caster and Anthony Bones did a segment on Collision saying that Billy Gunn is retired and done with wrestling. Interesting.
Wow. Done with wrestling or just done with in-ring wrestling?
Barry Monkey coming in. I think Solo's push will come when the thumb is better, still in a plaster cast. It's tape.
The Golden Diaper was the joke, but the Legends Tour wasn't.
Oh yeah, no, that was a thing.
Yeah, that's funny. The Golden Diaper is hilarious, though. I like it.
I wouldn't think if ECW is the Golden Diaper, they'd be more the bronze because there was always the number 3, right?
Ooh. Wouldn't it almost be worse to be the number? Wouldn't it always be worse to be the number 2 though?
I mean, it kind of be funny. Not only have silver, but if it's a diaper. What, you have chrome turds just falling in that diaper or what? Yeah, but then like if you're number 1, you're like a Vegas old school hotel. You just have the golden nuggets. So.
Oh yeah, and there we go off the rails. Had to happen.
Well, I mean,
our first episode over the hump on the way to a century.
This is why we needed Tom on the show, all right? We tried to make this better. We tried.
We got Bobby laughing.
Blame internet, all right? The internet screwed this one up. It wasn't our fault. We blame the internet.
Yeah, those aliens got to Tom's internet, man. They abducted it on purpose. They're like, we can't have this. We can't have this like trifecta force in the universe occur on Sunday at this time, or else everything will be out of balance.
Speaking of out of balance, analytics on our YouTube page would be out of balance if the people on YouTube are not clicking that thumbs up and hitting that notification bell. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you're clicking that thumbs up. You hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time our local establishment is on YouTube. And the thumbs up just gives us a nice little, hey, we like this video. We want to see more of this. And helps out with the analytics on our end. So help us out. Thumbs up. Because I know your thumb isn't like what Barry Monkey's saying about Solos. They're not in a good old plaster cast.
Not this one.
And Josh is saying, hey, you guys notice Belair is one of the new Slim Jim faces? I'm stoked they even showed a video of Macho Man. Yeah, and LA Knight was on there as well. And they showed that directly after the Battle Royal, which was hilarious because if they would have showed that before the video, I think we would have an idea of who's winning the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal.
Well, isn't it just fitting to have the guy that can then go snap into a Slim Jim with L.A. Knight? Yeah.
Right. We'll get to that in a second. Bobby's like, who should be the first challenge for EO?
Who should or who will?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be... I have a feeling we're going to see Charlotte, Bianca, Asuka all there. I mean, Asuka and Bianca could now officially say, oh, well, I won my rematch. And then Charlotte's like, well, I'm Charlotte, so I'm in the match. So there we go.
I was just going to say, you know what's gonna happen? You're going to, like, because you're going to get all the way to Friday night. Charlotte's going to challenge her, and it's all going to be said and done before a week comes up. Charlotte's going to be your new champion on Friday night.
Yeah.
Mark my words right now.
All right, we'll mark it. I don't think I don't think Triple H is going to do EO Sky Dirty like that.
We'll see.
What do you say, or Selena Vega?
Could be Selena. Maybe eventually.
I think eventually. Yeah.
I don't think immediately.
No, I think we could see something maybe in the Rumble or something like that. Yeah. But also getting back to your LA Knight Slim Jim thing, I am actually... Oh my God. That could be some of the funniest things we can see. Because it's like snap into a Slim Jim with everybody saying.
Yeah.
And then it's just like... And like...
Well, I mean...
And then as soon as it does a crunch, yeah.
It fits so perfectly, like, you know, like Chris mentioned about the Macho Man doing it in the past and everything, because it was always snapping to a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah. Right? I mean, it lends so beautifully to that same style of marketing that I think
like,
it would work.
Have you seen those Collective Soul things going around online where they just do the music and then it's like, dude, and then you have like Macho Man going, yeah. And then now it's LA Knight doing it.
Yeah.
Like, they're so funny.
They've got them to, I think it's Monet or whatever as well, too. I said, yeah. They are good. I like when the internet gets creative.
When it gets creative, yes. When they are what they normally are, absolutely not.
When they're fickle, they can fuck off. When they're creative, come on in, friends.
When the internet's not working, it prevents us from having a good talk with our friend Tom Collihu. Yeah, I got two words for you. And,
when the internet's working, though, it's all open door. Come on in, friends. It's a neat time up in here.
But if you want any time with the internet, I think I have a video of some shows that you can actually be entertained by.
Oh, is that a calendar video?
Well, it's a calendar time, but I thought it was
calendar time, baby.
All right.
Update the socials on there too. Make that into an X. Could get that X up there.
And we got to add the threads too.
Yeah, that threads. Got to get those threads in there.
Yeah. And we got Noob coming in.
Oh,
Noob. How you doing?
What's up? How are you doing on this? Well, for some of us, I think all of us. I don't know. know. Say it's long weekend Sunday.
August long.
August long.
Yeah.
Long.
But it is a Sunday, regardless of where you are, I think.
Well, hold on. Barely. I think places like Australia were pushing our luck there.
It barely counts. Funny thing, got pulled over yesterday. No big thing, but the cop asked, "No, why pulled you over?" I hit him with the LA Knight. Yeah. And we laughed about it and talked about LA Knight's push.
Nice.
I tried that in my small town. Why did you get pulled over?
Yeah. What's good? I'm just imagining the vehicle in Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke with the smoke billowing out. Cop comes up to check on Josh, knocks on the window, billowing out smoke as he opens it up. Yeah. Oh, wrong turn. Wrong turn. Go with my story.
You should have told him I'm trying to get to the bus station. That's exactly what you should have done.
Oh, that would have been even bigger than talking about LA Knight. I mean, geez. That would have got you off the hook for sure. Oh, wow, you know the Brunch Busters. So
he's like, yeah.
Sorry, man.
He's like, you watch one of them, and they're like 90 minutes of wrong turns. So at a rate down Main Street for the go.
That's right. You had the races going on. He was telling me about that while I was streaming on Friday afternoon there too. How was it?
But yeah,
we got news coming in.
Yeah, SummerSlam was crazy again. Stay up too late after PLE. 3 things that annoyed me last night: MMA rules match, the terrible women's triple threat match, and the ending of the travel comp. Yeah, we did talk a little bit about SummerSlam already. We both did not like the MMA rules match. In fact, if you go and check out paper reviews last night, I may have ranted a little bit on that.
Oh, good. I'll be clipping that one.
I mean, my God,
we got some classy we got some classy rants here on the channel.
I'm also reading
a bit of a trend.
Before we go on the air, I'm reading a thing, hearing, there are creative differences between the booking of this MMA rules match. And apparently one of the ones is there shouldn't be any knockdowns and weights like there were in the match, because that's not in MMA. And it's like, dear Lord, how many times do people need to be told the rules to MMA? Like, one, you have, I don't know, the face of women's MMA when it became a thing, Ronda Rousey. I think she would know some rules. She's just not that good at it anymore. Then you had Shayna Baszler, who's in it. Weird that somehow you're not consulting with them about the rules of MMA if you're not sure. Holy crap.
That's some WWE writers tell them how to go out there and do an MMA match.
But no, anytime you get knocked down, the ref has to count. No, that's boxing, you morons. That's what Logan Paul flew to Dallas to go see. And you know who's in there? An MMA guy. Holy crap.
I mean, obviously they're not going to be able to go do an actual MMA matchup because they're, it's unpredictable. It's not what they're planning to do. But again, you got 2 people experienced in it. You could have just let them do their thing. I'm sure they could have at least mimicked what looked like an MMA fight as opposed to what we got.
Well, both Jim and I were talking about, like, why didn't they just put the Lion's Den in there to make it look like an actual MMA fight? At the
that too.
Very least, just do something.
Yeah.
But
do a no ropes match even.
Yeah. But yeah, Bob.
But whatever. It is what it is. I mean, overall, still, the show wasn't completely bogged down with garbage the entire time.
Yeah. Bobby.
Yes, sir.
You have anything?
Or do you mean chat? Or do you mean chat room, Bobby?
No.
Okay, this Bobby.
No. Well, we do have Bobby coming in saying House of Black Wrestling, CM Punk and FTR for the World Shield next week on AEW Collision. And then Chris Statlander. Oh, look. Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Martinez and Diamante next week. A tag match, as I called.
Okay. We're going to have ourselves a tag team match.
Holla. But yeah.
But Bobby,
go ahead.
Oh no! You were asking me before. I threw you off track by
I know.
chat, Bobby.
No, you're not throwing me off track. My stupid chihuahua barking like a freaking idiot upstairs is throwing me off. So I'm wondering what the hell is going on up there. But no, I was gonna ask, is there anything else that we haven't talked about in wrestling that maybe you want to talk about?
Nothing that comes to mind, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously, all the focus a lot was on how things would go this weekend. I don't know what the ratings were for Collision right now, so it's hard to really know how well they did up against SummerSlam last night. But again, I never really thought for a second that it was going to really hurt them, because you're always going to have that niche group of people that prefer one over the other. And that niche group that prefers AEW were watching Collision last night, regardless. You would have the people who DVR'd it that watched it after SummerSlam or watched it early this morning or whatever kind of thing. I don't think it's going to overall hurt their numbers like people were expecting this to. Like, I know there was talk this was going to put a stop to Collision. I don't think so. I don't think Saturday pay-per-views for WWE are going to stop Collision from being a ratings machine the way it is. Like, and I say ratings machine for a Saturday night wrestling program, it's doing decent numbers for their station kind of thing.
When you got the amount of wrestling fans like the earth has, I think enough people are going to understand, hey, there's two shows. I can at least PVR one while I watch the other, or I can record the PLE while I watch my Collision. There's an easy way to watch both. However, there's also fans that like one and not like the other. They're going to choose. Nice fact, you have an option. How great are options?
Yeah, it's. I'm trying to look up to see if I can see how well they did last night, but I don't know if there's anything printed just yet by the looks of it.
Yeah. Well, if it helps, Bobby Medina does not know the ratings.
We will have to check into that in the further time to know. I'm sure it'll be printed shortly, and that'll be the conversation of the week. Will be, oh, look, even if they're down a slight bit, people will be like, look, they put a dent in the numbers due to SummerSlam. And it's not going to change. By next week, their numbers will be right back to where they were, kind of thing. Even if it took away some of the live viewing numbers, I don't think the overall numbers are going to get affected whatsoever. Myself.
Yeah. So. No, the single fact is if and then the Nielsen ratings now take into consideration PVR numbers as well.
Yeah, so the people who are going to watch that turned it off to watch SummerSlam probably PVR'd it most likely and are watching it after. So again, I state the fact that it probably did zero damage to AEW's ratings.
Yeah, but I mean, if you watched Collision and you enjoyed it, that's awesome. If you chose to watch SummerSlam, enjoyed it, that's awesome. If you chose to watch both and enjoyed them, that's awesome. If you didn't watch anything and enjoyed it, that's awesome. If you watched them both and were upset, that's not awesome.
But it's your opinion, so go for it, friend.
Yeah. No, that's just it, though. I mean, it's I'm past the fickleness of, do you like one and not the other? It's one versus one. No. It's I can like one and not the other, or I can like both. And I mean, it's just I think we have to grow.
I like wrestling matches
in that front. Yeah.
I hate wrestling companies. I love wrestling matches.
And we can both agree Collision has been a better wrestling show for AEW.
Oh, hands down.
And it's been
I like Collision.
And it's been fantastic to watch. But yeah.
Collision's more my type of wrestling show to watch personally.
But yeah. But Bobby, I think we're nearing that time, aren't we?
I think we're nearing that time. We got some solid numbers, especially over on the Twitch side. So I think it'd be awesome to give away a raid while we keep everybody here. So everybody who is in here, please remain in so we can give out a nice little raid today on this holiday day weekend. Parrish, I know you'll start looking to see who you can raid. Also, just want to remind everybody, the ticker down below that you've been seeing are the ways that you can reach out to us here at our local establishment, whether it's through our Gmail account there, email us anytime, or through any of our socials. Make sure you're following along on there. Lots of great content between Twitch, YouTube, and is also through the socials as well too. So make sure you're checking all of that kind of wonderful stuff out. Parrish, have we seen who we're going to give a little raid to here today?
Yeah, the one and the only, the birthday man himself, Basser, who's playing some WCW NWO Revenge.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna go raid him and make his day. So everybody go say hi and say happy birthday.
Say Olay and happy birthday.
And let him know who sent you with everybody saying OLE. Yeah.
Yeah. But we can start. I guess we can start this way. I'll say that there's the ticker down below where you can check me out. You can also check me out on Thursday with my partner in crime there, the man with the angelic voice, Papa Smokes, for another episode of Ring Respect Radio. And then again back here next Sunday with my Brunch Buster brother right there, Chris Parrish. Parrish, let the people here on, at least on the YouTube side.
You got to put the updated one when there's the X on there.
The X. Sorry.
Yeah. I've updated.
That's the X. There.
Okay,
you got it. Okay, so there it is with the X on it.
I just haven't put your threads on because I always forget about threads.
Yeah, we do. We'll get there.
I don't forget about Jay. I forget about threads.
That's the way.
Dre, yeah. But yeah, you can catch me on the X because I'm not a drug dealer, but I'm on X. Chris Parrish. You can follow me on Instagram and threads at Chris.Parrish. The Twitch at the Chris Parrish, YouTube at Chris Parrish, Kick at kick.com/Chris Parrish, and you can catch me outside. How about that? No, I'm just kidding. But every Monday, tomorrow, you can watch me on the Monday Night Raw watch along. We'll all be there in full because it's a statutory holiday and I don't have to go to work. Woo, woo. So yeah, and then every Wednesday, about between 10 to 10:15 Eastern, depending on my work. You can catch me and Ed Fries as we battle each other on season 2 of Wrestle Draft. And then every Sunday where work doesn't affect this, whoop, whoop, with Busting Out, where next week we have Busting Out number 52. Yeah. Which I know people would think, hey, 52 weeks in the year. That has to be your 1 year. No, because we've decided that during the course, we've been doing some in-weeks things. We've been fudging the numbers like a really bad
but we're close.
Yeah.
We're close. Very close.
Yeah, we are close. And before we go, the 1 year remark, it's going to be the Busting Out Awards. So make sure that your comment using that OLE podcast@gmail.com if you have any ideas about what we should call some awards. We have some ideas. You want to be nominated for anything, do it. And they're free awards. Just come on in. But,
it's the awards show that means the world to us and means nothing when it comes to the success of your career moving forward.
Yeah, even if you used $5 to go to the pawn shop, he still wouldn't give you anything.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how.
You got a golden buster? Too bad for you.
Yeah. Well, I got that bronze turd you guys were talking about on episode 51, and no thank you. I'm good. I'm settled. But you know what? We are the Brunch Busters, and you have been busted.